Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, JTA appeals for help to find a missing teacher. Jamaica Teachers Association has issued an appeal to the public to share any information they have on missing teacher Daniel Anglin. The 29-year-old Anglin, who works at the St. Peter Claver Primary and Infant School in St. Andrew and who lives in the Hellshire area of Portmore, St. Catherine, was last seen about 5:50 a.m. on Monday, May 13, while on her way to work. She is of dark complexion, slim build, and about 167 centimeters or 5 feet 6 inches tall. The JTA is appealing to anyone with information which could lead to her safe return to call the 119 police emergency number or the nearest police station or the Jamaica Teachers Association at 876-922-1385-7 between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and the 5 p.m. workdays, the Teachers Union said. According to JTA, it remains concerned about the negative impact of violence on the education sector and is calling on all law-abiding citizens to join forces in helping to rid our communities and generally our country of the atrocities which continue to be paraded against our children, our elderlies, our teachers, and generally all Jamaicans. Violence of any sort in our society continues to have a debilitating impact on all aspects of our educational landscape, and this is counterproductive, said the JTA. The association is concerned that violence generally is not being contained to specific areas but is now being perpetrated against all Jamaicans, teachers and the students alike. The association also condemns any violence against educators whose daily task is to mold the lives of our children, giving them a good start in life, thus making them worthwhile and productive citizens of Jamaica and the wider Caribbean and the world. We anticipate the support of all Jamaicans in this fight against the violence, but more so at this time in the search for Miss Anglin, a young and promising educator, added JTA. Mechanic charged for allegedly hitting woman in the head with a phone. 37-year-old Kareem Williams, a mechanic of Galloway Road, Kingston 13, has been charged after he allegedly used a phone to inflict a wound to a woman's head on May 14 in Duhaney Park, St. Andrew. The Duhaney Park police say about 5 p.m. an argument developed between Williams and a woman, during which the woman was shoved by Williams. He also reportedly used the phone to hit her on her forehead, causing it to bleed. Williams was subsequently arrested and charged with unlawful wounding. His court date is being finalized. Man accused of putting pesticide in another's water tank remanded. A man who was charged with attempted murder after he allegedly poured the pesticide into another man's water tank was remanded when he appeared in the St. Catherine Parish Court on Friday. He is Devon Reed of Redwood District to St. Catherine. When Reed appeared before Senior Parish Court Judge Desiree Allain, he was ordered to return to court on June 10 for a committal hearing. It is alleged that in April, the complainant and Reed had a dispute, during which Reed poured the poisonous substance into the water tank. The police were summoned and a sample of the water was taken to the Institute of Forensic Science and Legal Medicine, where it was found to be contaminated with the deadly pesticide. Reed was arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. He was subsequently charged. Warminton questions a call by Goulding to allow dual citizens to run for office. Member of Parliament for St. Catherine South Western, Everald Warminton, says opposition leader Mark Goulding's credibility must be questioned following his call for constitutional amendments that would allow Jamaicans with dual citizenship to run for office. On Tuesday, Mr. Goulding said that Jamaicans who also hold citizenship for non-Commonwealth countries should be allowed to seek political office. He said that there are Jamaicans domiciled overseas who may want to return to the island and to contribute, who should not be excluded from being able to serve. But Mr. Goulding's position appears to be a departure from that of the People's National Party, which in 2007, as opposition, lobbied to have several JLP MPs who possessed the dual citizenship removed from Parliament. Mr. Warminton, Cabinet Minister Darrell Vaz, Michael Stern, Gregory Mayer, and the late Shaini Robinson, had their legitimacy in the lower house challenged on the grounds that they were citizens of non-Commonwealth states. The legal challenges resulted in court-ordered by-elections that cost the taxpayers more than $100 million. In a leaked voice note, Mr. Warmington said Mr. Golding's position is questionable, adding that it is a remarkable and hypocritical turnaround from the PNP's past position on the matter.
I heard the PNP president this week calling for dual citizens to be able to lawfully sit in Jamaica's parliament. A remarkable and hypocritical turnaround from the PNP's past position on this matter. But you know what? What the PNP president needs to do is to tell Jamaica whether he is a citizen of Britain. He should state this, that Jamaicans may evaluate where he is coming from and make a determination whether he is putting up roadblocks to Jamaica becoming a republic. Is he a citizen of Britain? Where does his loyalty lie? Golding should also say why did it take him until 2011 and was in his 40s and already a senator in parliament to secure a Jamaican passport. Jamaicans should also be aware that under British law, it is a crime for any British citizen to serve in the army of another country or come to the defense of another country during conflict. So the PNP president who wants to be Prime Minister, Minister of Defense in Jamaica needs to tell us whether he is a British citizen.
Indicom probing brawl involving police and the detainees at a Mandeville lockup. The Independent Commission of Investigations has commenced a probe into a brawl at the Mandeville Police lockup in Manchester on Friday morning involving the police and the detainees. The clash occurred during a check of the cells by the police. One inmate sustained serious injuries and was taken to hospital for treatment. Indicom boss Hugh Faulkner said his investigators were deployed to the lockup Friday to gather details on the incident.
Preliminary information indicates that following the confiscation of a cell phone and reportedly other contraband, an altercation took place between both parties. An inmate received injuries and was taken to the Mandeville General Hospital for treatment and reportedly transferred to another police facility since. Indicom has been examining all the requisite records at the lockup, including the medical entries, and will be interviewing all concerned with the incident. The Commission will be seeking to ascertain the time and date of the incident, the steps taken for medical attention, and the facts surrounding the incidents.
2 policemen freed of conviction in 2008 execution-style killing. 2 members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force who were convicted for the 2008 execution-style killing of a man in Kingston have been freed by the Court of Appeal. Police constables Christabel Smith and Garth Davis were convicted in November 2019 for the murder of Omar Marshall, a resident of Blake Road in Kingston. Smith was found guilty of manslaughter and was sentenced to 6 years behind the bars, while Davis was found guilty of murder and is sentenced to life. He was ordered to serve 15 years before becoming eligible for parole. Among the grounds of appeal filed by their attorneys Kemar Robinson and Deneve Barrett was that the account given by the eyewitness conflicts with that of the post-mortem report. The attorneys also argued that there were several material inconsistencies at the trial which were never explained, and as such, any retrial into the matter would be unfair to the appellants, as it would leave a number of issues unresolved. Mr. Robinson and Ms. Barrett submitted that a retrial 16 years after the incident occurred would cause undue hardship on the policemen who have been on suspension from the JCF since 2014. Eyewitnesses had testified that in October 2009, Mr. Marshall was in his front yard when 4 cops held and dragged him to the back of the property where he was shot. The policemen claimed they fired their guns in self-defense.